lots of bananas everywhere.
Now the tongue of guava got a name because they used to have an estate up here which you call guava. That's a tree right there. The guava fruit, there's some green ones on it if you look closely. Yeah, they used to have a guava estate up here, so the tongue got its name as guave, and it's also French. So guava, the fruit they used to make guava jelly, guava jam. Alright, guava, Douglaston. Douglaston Estate. So we are around this area here. We are in St. John's, so we are around this area here. Right, so when we leave here, we go to the nutmeg pool in just about 5 minutes.
Continue this morning. Welcome to Douglaston Estate, and I will be your tour guide for the next few minutes. This here is a cocoa pod, and the beans are inside of it. So I will cut it open. This is a cocoa pod and the beans are inside of it. So that's a cocoa beans. So we move it like hands like this in large quantities. We place it in the fermenting house outside for 8 days. Cover with banana leaves and bags. Every day we shift it from one box to the other. The white disappear and it turns brown. When it is properly fit, we place it on the tray outside for 6 days in the hot sunshine. When it is properly dry, we bag it and send it to the Cocoa Association to ship it away for powdering. When it comes back, it was Ovaltine, Milo, or the chocolate flavors you enjoy come from this bean. Use this in large quantity, you can smell this, and we grind it and make the chocolate balls. So we roast this in large quantities, remove the lighter shells, and we grind it and make the chocolate balls. We place the nut up on the floor for 6 weeks. When it is properly dry, we bag it and send it to the Nutmeg Association to break it open and then they ship it away. So this here is the dry nut here. So the nut is inside the shell like this. So we have to crack it open and you get the nut out. So this is a shell. So we use this shell like a mulch in a flower garden and like a bugler. So this here is what we riven. This here is a loofah. It's from a vine. Most people think that loofah come from the seed. No, you grow on a vine outside. You scratch your back. You wash dishes with it. You make many items, flowers, decoration, dolls for the girls. They call it calabash. You make maracas out of it. You cut it, you put water in it to go to the garden. We bowl it the holes, you put a candle, you make a lantern. What's in it is not eatable, but it's not poisonous. And the local market, the St. George's, if you watch very carefully, and some nice little purses for ladies made out of this. That's the leaves of the cinnamon here. That's the cinnamon leaves here, so you're going to have you mark it, and you get a heavy piece of stick to soften the cinnamon. So whenever you get cinnamon sticks come from the back of the tree. So this is the cinnamon stick. So you use the cinnamon in your cake, bread pudding, your eggnog, your custards, and cinnamon is very good for diabetic patients.
The drying shed, and here's some of the chocolate out here drying. They leave it for 6 days in the sun. I think they can wheel it underneath here in case of rain. From this angle you can see the chocolate and how they can slide it underneath when it rains. In the old days they probably had several of these going at the same time. Okay, the chocolate is inside here. And here's the nutmeg with the mace on the outside of it, and then the nut inside is what we grind up. There's a little river here, since this is so mountainous and it rains so much, over 100 inches a year in the rainforest area, and 60 inches where it's dry, there's lots of rivers headed down to the Atlantic or the Caribbean. But this water is so clear. And more banana trees out there. This is the loofah.
When it's dry, yeah, that's the loop now. We use it to wash our pans, some people use it to bathe with. You know, wash our pots and pans.
They also cook with it when it's green. There's one that's drying.
In some of the restaurants, they'll use it as what they call appetizer. They'll make a soup. Callaloo, it's like the spinach, or you know, like when you go to the doctor and the doctor will tell you, okay, you're lacking a little bit of iron. So instead of we buying iron tablets, we use a lot of the callaloo.
15 back to back. Okay, so now they purchase the nutmeg and the mace separately from the farmers. Now the farmers bring the nutmeg into the processing station at the green stage, onto the front of there which will need a box. We place this nutmeg into this box to inspect it, to take off the bag number 1, number 2, number 3. But the farmers will do the drying of the mace at home to extract the moisture from the mace, and they'll bring it here. Onto the front of there we have to inspect it before putting it at the room set upstairs for aging. And it will take 4 to 6 months for aging. And then it will change its color from red to yellow. They give you a public holiday.
In the shell
So just
has 10 years outside of the shell.
And
3
this nutmeg
years.
into Grenada was not native to Grenada.
It's the biggest nutmeg processing plant on the island, but there's nobody working today because they declared it a national holiday since the election yesterday. A bunch of shells that have been taken off of the nutmeg will sign.
15 back to back.
There's a nutmeg in the shell with the mace on the outside of the nutmeg. And there are many of these platforms with it drying by the ton. Yeah, tons. All the way up there.
Cutting machine, the ladies used to use the wooden mallets to break each and every one of this nutmeg here by hands. But they don't have to use the mallets anymore, they have this machine. Now they place 2 sacks of nutmeg in front of the leg. At the bottom there is a wheel. As it spins, you crush the shells from the nutmeg. And both the shells of nutmeg be coming onto the chute and set into the boxes. And then you sit on the shells, lift up the cylinder door, the nutmeg come forward, and then they remove the nutmeg from the shells. So this is all else. They don't use it back into the processing station. But some of the farmers will take the shells and place it back into the land so it became a mulch. Or you can place it into your gardens and keep them the weeds from growing. So as I mentioned to you before, once the nutmeg come from the shells, it's very hard to identify which are the ones that has the most oil from the ones with less oil. So then they test them in the water. There's a floating at the back, but this bottle here for the demonstration. So the ones at the bottom of the water, these are the good ones. And these are the ones used for your cakes, rum punch, eggnogs, ice creams, your mashed potatoes, and it has more oil. And the ones at the top help to preserve the aftershave, massaging creams, and also to medicine. There's a screen graters to the front where they get to the nutmeg in uniform sizes. And when the ladies are here, they're on piecework. They get paid by the amount of nutmeg they sort. And they have to sort 170 pounds of nutmeg in weight to earn $42 easy. And the smallest set of nutmeg have gone through, which we call it the odds, are very small. So what kind of go through, we transfer back in this video here. And these have the nutmeg have gone through, which we call it the 1/10, which is 110 seeds of nutmeg. And this size have gone through would give you 1 pound of nutmeg. And the bigger size is still at the top, you can go through, they transfer back in this video there, sacks. And then we have to weight onto the scale at 142 pounds in the sack. This is 62. 15 back to back.
Lots of nutmeg ready for shipping.